You're welcome to the Speak and We Listen podcast. And this is the final episode for the rest of the year 2025. So thank you all for joining me and being a part of this new journey. I am really excited because when I started this podcast, I did it with a notion of being able to give back and share real life experiences and watch us as we grew together. And I am grateful for everyone who has subscribed. I'm grateful to everyone who has participated, commented, followed, liked, sent personal messages. Thank you. Today's topic is starting afresh. And it's exciting because we can take advantage of the new year. And 2026 would be a great year for all of us. Five has had its ups and downs, but irrespective of its ups and downs, I think we truly have to be grateful. We're still here, and being here is great, and being present is amazing. Being able to start afresh every new day is something that we should really be thankful for. We have not all had similar experiences, but one thing we can all truly be grateful for is being present today and being present here, being alive today. We use this episode to also pay tribute to a lot of people who have lost loved ones and people who have passed away this year 2025. I pray that God in his infinite mercy gives you grace and gives you the strength to deal with your loss. And I pray that as you move into a new year, into a new dispensation, that God will also uplift you and give you memories that you'll be fond of, memories that will also be able to build desired expectation of what a new day brings. So amen. Starting afresh. One of the most difficult things to do, you struggle with your ego, you struggle with pride, you struggle with what the world would say about you and what people will feel about you. You struggle about how do you start again. And the honest truth is, we constantly are in that gap where we are at loggerheads with ourselves. You are struggling and communicating with your inner man. You tell your inner man you're not good enough, and your inner man sometimes accepts it, sometimes fight back. This is that point where, like the famous proverb that says there are two wolves that live in you, right? There's the wolf that is determined to make you grow, and there's the wolf that accepts whatever you say to it, which is defeat in itself. We shouldn't be too hard on ourselves. That's one of the first things we have to kind of overcome when you're starting afresh. Be willing to write down, be willing to not look at the world as a platform for judgment, but look at the world as a canvas for painting your pictures. I have painted several new pictures. I have painted pictures as an artist, as a musical artist. I have painted pictures as a consultant in the educational sector. I have painted pictures in pharmaceuticals, which I knew nothing about. I'm painting a new picture as a podcaster. I've also painted pictures as an author. And I would say something that resonated and has resonated with me over these different, should I say, parts of my life that have become part of. As an author, one of the things I did notice was procrastination is really the stealer of joy. If you let your mind drift away from your convictions, you would lose 110%. And today is that day where you don't procrastinate. Today is that day where you write down your goals and set metrics, set timelines. Void of the SMART acronym. I always like to use the SMART acronym, but irrespective of identifying what is SMART, Write things that are relatable to you, that you're passionate about, things that you genuinely can achieve. And while you try and work towards meeting those goals, celebrate the little wins. Uh, it might just be a customer, it might be one author, one client, or one viewer. Remember that little drops makes a mighty ocean. You should stay consistent in whatever you're doing. And as much as we talk about all this, I would like to also share the importance of prayer. We are in a world where the spiritual controls the physical. But the physical activities that you do help the spiritual actually become concrete. You should tell yourself the truth. If you need to work, go ahead and work. If you need to write, go ahead and write. If you need to sing, go ahead and sing. If you need to send an email, go ahead and send that email. Enough of feeling bad for yourself. Today is the day where you take that step, where you make that move, where you call that person, where you document what you have said you're going to document, where you fold those clothes, where you paint that drawing or that sculpture or whatever you want to do. But do it today. It makes you feel good. That's the honest truth. You would be grateful for what you have done for yourself. The world only gives us grace if we give ourselves grace. If we struggle to accept who we are or validate our convictions, the world accepts us the way we accept ourselves. In one of the earlier podcast episodes, I said, if they don't sell you, who will sell you? Remember that you're only as good as a banana if you are a banana. You are only going to be identified within the context of your current reality. No one is going to be able to communicate a different reality based on their observation. They would communicate based on what you have put out there for yourself. If you show weakness, weakness will be communicated. If you show strength, strength will be communicated. And remember that everybody is going through something. Every single person around you is dealing with their own demons. How? You might not know, but trust me when I say that yes, everyone is dealing with their demons. And give yourself that time to heal. A lot of us think that we just need to bounce back immediately. There's a healing period. You need to make sure that the healing period takes its course. What you shouldn't do is stay depressed. Remember, depression can be found in your past. We only get depressed about things that have happened to us. If you think about it clearly, it is only the past that gets us depressed. And remember, we only get anxious about the future. And how many of us can actually predict the future? One of the saddest news over the weekend was the loss of the former two-time heavyweight boxer Anthony Joshua, who lost two of his dear friends. I'm sure the morning they woke up, if they knew what was going to happen, they might have not left the house. So with that in mind, I would say to all of us, love freely, be kind, be compassionate, show kindness. Doesn't matter if people don't show kindness back to you. It hurts, I know, trust me. You can be in that situation where you have shown people so much love, and then in return, what you get is heartache and pain. Don't let that stop you being who God has asked you to be. You must step into the light. You must step into your future. Being good to people is not foolishness. Kindness is not weakness. The world paints it as if kindness and goodness are weak attributes. But trust me when I say this to you. Everyone who has genuine kindness in their heart and goodness always are grateful to that habit or that aspect of their life, because a kind heart genuinely receives kindness, kind heart, a good heart, genuinely has all the good hormones pumping and favoring that perspective. You want to be sure that you're moving into 2026 a good person, a dedicated person, a kind person, not wavering, not second guessing, not procrastinating, but someone that decides to challenge status quo, to ask questions, to ask what God has in store for you, and to go and grab it. Remember, God says in His Word, I cause the sun, the rain, and the entire sky to be present upon those who He considers righteous and unrighteous. Time is present for each and every one of us. This time, today, 2026, is the time you take action. Kind to yourself, be good to yourself, and remember, 2026 is that year that we would go above and beyond and excel deeply. Until 2026, I remain your humble host, Babatunde Aduloju. And while you speak and we listen, let's continue to have a fabulous ending to 2025. Thank you, lovelies. See you in the new year by grace.